we do talk about each other, but as if we're not going through the same thing. And most, you know what I'm saying? In most cases, like you say, you a man, so if you got a son or a nephew, he's dating a woman. You already know what he up against. He's has a job. You already know what he's up against, but we still not preparing them. So I guess my next question would be, what are some of the solutions, or some of the things, or some of the you know the steps that we can take to help break some of these cycles. Like I got nieces and nephews. When they come over my grandma, when they come over my mother's house, she let them rip, run, jump from the time they get in to the time they go to sleep. But when I'm there, I make them sit down. I make them read. I make them meditate. I make them
Right,
do deep breathing exercises. I make them listen to jazz music. I
right,
do things with them that I feel like they'll understand it later when they get grown,
right,
and it could be beneficial to them as well.
right. Well, I think you hit it. I think the part is structure. So men are structured, and there's nothing wrong with structure. But in structure, we're making sure that they understand why. Because if we just tell them to do something, it's just like if your mom say, "Hey, I don't want you hanging out with that guy no more," and she ain't explaining why. If you can't explain why where they get it, then they gonna sneak and hang out with Bobby. They gonna sneak and do XYZ. But when you share with them, I had a conversation with a son, my youngest son. I hadn't seen since he was 6 years old. He'll be 18 tomorrow. And his mother was telling me he's smoking marijuana, he doing some other things. I wasn't hard on him. I said, you know what? When I was your age, I smoked marijuana, but I knew what I was smoking. I say now you don't know what you're smoking. You got to be a little smarter. If you don't see what's going on, what you're gonna do, don't do it. And it's things like that that we have to tell our kids, and not like want to beat them up when they're doing wrong, but explain, hey, I did that before. You ain't wrong about that. Because when I did meet my dad smoked cigarettes. And I was like, man, why you smoke cigarettes? And he say, son, you're gonna die of something one day. My dad don't smoke no more now. But for him to say that to me instead of saying, I'm your daddy, don't worry about why I'm doing it. We got to get out of that, because we feel like we're the adult, do what I say. Kids are not at that point no more where we was at that age where when adults said do it, you do it and you don't question it. Now you got to go another step. This is why you don't do it. And if you do it, these are some of the ramifications that may happen behind that. And explain that, because when they see it, always say we all comprehend different. And when we explain a message to our kids, explain it and then ask them what they think about what you said. And you can tell if they got it or not. We ain't asking them what you just said. We just saying, do you get what I say? And the kid like, yeah, because they want you to stop talking about it. But then say, hey, tell me what I just said. Don't get mad when they explain it, because when they explain it how they interpret it. And then from that point, you could say, okay, I see what I got to do now. I got to take some extra steps. We got to be willing to take every step that's possible to make sure that they comprehend the message that we're trying to give them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's important as well. Because as like you say, as an adult, sometimes you don't be in the mood, and you just like, man, you better stop. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you be like, no, you could really hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? You might injure yourself or injure somebody else, or you know what I'm saying? So that's very important as well. Man, you touched on a lot of stuff. Let me see. You was talking earlier about legacy and purpose. Maybe if you could go more into that, because a lot of times, like for the viewers who may not know, I'm a world traveler. I've been to like 70 countries around the world. I've been 45 states. You know what I'm saying? And that opened up a lot of doors. You know what I'm saying? Opened me up to information, meeting people, new cultures, new languages. Just having a different perspective on life. But a lot of my friends and family, they never left the city. I'm from Cleveland. They never left the east side. If they go to the west side, they'll get lost. They don't go to Akron. If Columbus is out of town to them. Like, oh, you
Right.
going way down there? You know what I'm saying? So, it's unfortunate, but when these young kids and they don't have a purpose, when they don't have a reason to be on this earth, they're more willing to risk it. They're more willing to risk their life and risk their freedom for things that they're gonna realize is not important or wasn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, but if we can groom them or build them, like Frederick Douglass say, he says it's easier to build a strong child than to repair a broken man. So sometimes we wait till it's too late to find out I could have been this, I could have been that, or I could have did this with my life or did that with my life. You know what I'm saying?